Right, this is a update video. Basically, a year ago, I had several small pensions in various providers, and I moved them all to a Hargreaves Lansdown SIPP. I think I had in total about 21, 22 grand, something like that. And I thought, right, I'll combine them all into a Hargreaves Lansdown SIPP. Now, it's now been a year since I did that. And I want to just show you how I got on, what I bought, how much cash we're up by. The shares, some of the shares have changed, but mainly the shares that I bought, if you can see on there, is Banco de Sabadell, right? That's a small Spanish bank. I bought them, and the shares have gone up 85%, right? So that was one of the first shares that I bought. I bought M&G PLC, which is a sort of insurance retirement kind of like company that does like retirement insurance, that kind of thing. And them shares have gone up 31%. And I bought Vodafone PLC, which is obviously telecommunications, mainly operates in Germany. They've gone up 35%, right? Now, since I have had this, in the past 2 months, I've paid into my Hargreaves Lansdown SIPP another 10 grand. So I've paid 10 grand in, and I've bought Virtue Motors PLC, right? I bought them. That's only in the last month, and they've gone up 4.1%, right? The total gain, right? My total gain. This is obviously not including the 10 grands, but my total gain is 26%. That's what I'm up, 26%. So the total gain was 8,750 quid. Now, what I notice is that changes, like 2-3 days ago, it was like 9 grand. It sort of depends on government policy. Obviously, I think at the minute the budget is clawing it back again. But to be honest, I think that is well worthwhile. To be 8,750 quid up in a year. If I'd have left the money in the pensions, that they would never have got. I would never have made that sort of cash. What I'm trying to do with this Hargreaves Lansdown SIPP, so at the minute, in total in there, this is including me 10 grand that I've put extra 10 grand in there. So I've got 42,400. That's what I've got in there. And at the minute, where I'm working, I think I've got about 8 grand. There's about 8 grand in the pension scheme where I'm working, which obviously I've not transferred. So that would get us to 50 grand, wouldn't it? And what I'm thinking is, if I can get this up to sort of like 70 grand, I would see that as 3 years cash. If I can get 70 grand out of this, that would last me 3 years. So instead of retiring at 67, do you know what I mean? I could retire at 64. That's basically what I'm planning. So I'm just sort of planning. I know there's the tax got to come off it, and you wouldn't get that, but that's what I'm planning. So I'm just planning on trying to build it up, and then using it for a bit of early retirement. So that's all I'm doing. I hope you found that useful. As I say, this is not financial advice. Investing in the stock market can be, you can lose money as well as make money. It's not as easy as that. I think you need to have an interest in the stock market. If you bought shares before or whatever, if you've had a trading 212 account, you bought and sold shares. I know a lot of people have. It might be something that's worth looking at. So that's all I'm doing for now. I hope you found that interesting. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Okay, cheers. Bye.